again, Dawn.
Humans, summoners, hi. You are in for a treat because in my possession right now I have an interview with a real player, a cosplayer. You may have seen her, oh, I don't know, right here.
She has a rifle, she wears a top hat, but her Caitlyn is way different from the one we saw last time. Can you spot 10 differences? Too late, there's more to see. Here is Caitlyn blending into her surroundings, here is Caitlyn going PG-13, and the rest are even more saucy.
She's done many a cosplay, and she's here to talk about it. Ladies and gentle dudes, for your entertainment and edification, I give you MSFLevy!
Hello, how are you doing?
I'm doing good.
I don't even know what your real name is or anything. I'd like to address you by like a real person name if I may. I know you as MSFLevy, is that what you are online?
You pronounce it wrong. It's like MSFLevy.
MSFLevy, but you're San? Is that
Yeah, it's pronounced like Sanne.
Sanne? Oh, right.
Yeah, like a lot of foreign people can't pronounce my name.
Well,
so,
I am extra foreign because I may be from Canada right now, but that's not where I'm originally from. So
yeah, but you still pronounce it wrong.
Yes, I will take that for what it is. You have a whole bunch of books in the background. Is that for your studies?
No. These are my school books,
yeah.
And the rest is all extra books for drawing and everything. It's not really that important or anything. It's not interesting. It's just cool.
First of all, thank you so much for taking a break from school, because I know you have, like, you're in the middle of your finals and whatnot. That is ever so nice of you to take a break from that. And talk a little bit about cosplay is what I wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
Is it your passion? Is that fair to say?
Yeah, it's like my big hobby. It's like really nice to do since you can express yourself and be creative. And yeah, you can just show what you made to the world and they want to have pictures of it and everything.
Do you?
So yeah.
Is that, do you like really like that? Do you enjoy the attention, or
not only the attention. It's like you make something and people really appreciate you making it. For example, Caitlyn. I made Caitlyn in League, so it was really fun to make a cosplay of her. And then there are like a lot of people like, whoa. Also, people engage conversation with you just about the character, and that's like also really fun.
I love that, and that's how you foster a community of other creative people. And I've watched a couple of your YouTube videos. I watched your vlog of making your Caitlyn cosplay, which was fascinating to me. But also, I think you've been to a couple of conventions and like sort of events as well. Is that in Netherlands is where you're from, right?
Yeah.
Is it a big thing there?
I read somewhere that AnimeCon got around 5,600 visitors in 3 days. So.
Whoa.
And that's not all cosplayers. It's also photographers and just fans who like to be there for the workshops and everything. But like, I think you can say AnimeCon was 50-50. Like 50% of photographers and fans and for the workshops and everything, the rest is cosplayers. But this is a big thing. We have like a lot of conventions here. Like this year there were like 5 new conventions. And next year there will be 2 more. So it's really hard to keep track of them all.
Your camera keeps
focused on my face.
Keeps going in and out of zoom and focus. And I was like, what's happening? Okay, what is in that drink? You gotta tell me what's in it. Be honest now.
Water.
No, that's impossible.
It is. Actually, there should be tea in here, but there's water right now.
Okay, so you're from Netherlands. That makes you Dutch, right?
Yes.
I know a couple of Dutch people, and they are big drinkers, so I'm having some doubts about the contents of that little cup you have.
I'm not allowed to drink.
You're not? Okay, good.
No.
But, okay, so what was your, like, the very first cosplay, or, like, when did you discover that this is something that you care about? Like, how did you get started?
We had a Halloween party for the first time in school, and I was like, I really want a nice costume. And I decided to make Link of The Legend of Zelda, and I made it out of an old t-shirt of my dad's, and just some things I had laying around, and I really enjoyed making that, and then a couple of friends of mine invited me to a fair.
So how old were you when that happened?
16.
I guess when did you like first start putting things together on your own for yourself to wear?
On my own, without help of my mother.
Well, she can help a little bit.
Well, my first big costume was that one for that fair, which I designed myself. and I made it together with my mom, and yeah, I did most of it, and I was really proud because it was my own design. That's like my first real costume that I put a lot of effort in.
And that was how long ago?
Cosplay. Huh? That was in April last year.
Okay, so I guess like as a committed cosplayer, you're actually pretty new at this.
November will be my anniversary for 1 year of cosplaying.
Well, congratulations in advance.
Thanks. Yeah, it's like a lot of fun, and it's like my only hobby right now. So yeah, I have a lot of time, and I can get my fabrics really cheap, which makes me able to make a lot of cosplays in a short amount of time.
So here's the thing that I love about them so much. Like, first of all, just watching you talk about it, like when you were doing your little vlog for Caitlin, for example, it's just the amount of detail, I guess, and finesse and just nuance that goes into it. And I don't know, like I know that myself, I wouldn't have the patience, honestly. And how, like, do you ever rage quit? Like, do you ever?
Yes. Why you even ask? I mean, everyone rage quits. Like, I always make my costumes from scratch without any patterns. So when something doesn't work, you work like really hard on it for a while, and then you try it on, and it's like, then you rage quit, and then you continue the next time. And I have a lot of things where I'm not happy about of my Caitlin. Because
what
I made
are you
some
unhappy
mistakes.
with? I thought she was the ultimate manifestation of perfection. What are the things that you're unhappy with?
I talked about it. I talked about it in my vlogs, and I wasn't happy with a lot of
I disagree.
Well, I have 3 stripes on her head. That's not accurate.
Okay.
There should be 2.
But don't you have some artistic license, though, to modify things a little bit and maybe make her your own?
I don't have any license.
No, but I mean, it's not an official thing, but an artistic license just means that as an artist, you have a degree of interpretive power, and you can kind of approach it differently if you so desire.
But I didn't. I was really unhappy when I found out I did it wrong, so I do have a problem with it. Like, it's not that I'm really happy with the mistake I made.
Are you a perfectionist then?
Yes.
Oh, that's what it is. Okay.
Even with my commissions, I'm such a perfectionist.
I think it's really important to have that quality because it really pushes you to do really well. But I think ultimately most people will not notice any flaws that to you may seem as very obvious. So, like for myself, for example, I was just I loved it. I thought it was really cool. What other cosplays did you like? I think I've seen you do Poro.
Yes, I did.
So, did you have like a favorite one that you've done?
Caitlin and Lyra, because I won 3rd prize with Lyra, and it was my first costume I made fully myself and with a prop. With my first prop ever, which was a huge harp. So that's focus
camera. Work your magic. Yeah. It's like the camera is living a life of its own. It's like breathing in and out. It's kind of cool. Do you have a living camera in your house? That's awesome.
I think so. But like Lyra and Caitlin are my most favorites, but like Lyra is more my favorite because it's really more comfortable wearing. Because it's just a dress. Nothing can fall off or anything.
Yeah.
Like the straps on my Caitlin would slide off, and like it's a strapless dress, so this would always be double or anything. So it was like hell to wear, and that hat is really, really heavy.
Really? Because it looked like it was made out of cardboard, a lot of it.
Yeah,
so cardboard
with paper mache and foam. A little bit too tight. So I had to sand it all from the inside to make it a bit bigger, but I forgot my wig. So, like, with the wig, it was like, I got brave. My brain got brave, you know?
Right. So it was a good workout for your neck.
Well, I ended up wearing the hat on my shoulder most of the time.
Okay. So
I was like, just like this.
That makes sense.
And with a gun, so it was like I was just carrying shit all the day. So yeah.
So like some of your characters, obviously, that you're doing. You mentioned you did Zelda, but also a lot of it is from.
No, Link. You make the mistake. It's Link.
I apologize. But a lot of your characters are also from the League of Legends. So is that something that you play a lot? Are you an avid gamer?
I don't play like a lot. I just play with friends because I hate solo queue.
Right.
And so I'm really bouncing my friends if I want to play League. And I started playing because of my boyfriend.
So that's actually, I have to say, you are kind of a minority. I think 90% of League players are guys. So I'm kind of curious, how do girls kind of get into it? And I guess a lot of it is going to be either through a boyfriend or through other male friends that kind of invited you in. But you became competitive and you got into ranked recently, haven't you?
No, that was like last season. This season I did 5 placements, and I failed 3 of them because of an AFKer or just a noob in the team. Not that I say I'm really pro myself, but I hate it when other people blew my games.
Right. And I'm not a good player by any stretch, but yeah, as soon as there is a person who is worse than you, then you somehow feel like, oh, this isn't right. Something's got to be done.
I could have won.
Yeah. So
just like that, yeah.
Yeah, and then you become a flamer, and then you go through tribunal.
I don't flame.
So
only when people flame at me, because no one can guess that I'm a girl. So like a lot of people are like just insulting you like a guy, and I'm like, just shut up. If you knew I had boobs, you wouldn't have said that.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I don't really mind. Most of the things I don't even take personal, because those guys, they don't have a life, in my opinion. Why would you flame in fucking League? It doesn't matter. It's just a game.
In the future, do you want to do more cosplay? Do you want to do other things as well? Like, what do you anticipate?
I want to do cosplays. I really want to attend Eurocos and everything, but I'm still too young, so I can't attend it.
How old do you have to be?
18, because when you win, like the preliminaries and stuff, you go abroad to represent the country. So yeah, that's why I really want to join, but the level is so high.
So how do you qualify?
No, you just have to make like 75% of the costume yourself.
Okay.
And yeah, that's it. And when you're good enough, like when you're the best of the election, you go.
So it's pretty competitive then. I didn't realize that. I thought it was...
It depends. It depends if you join the competition or not. But I always join it for fun because I love being on stage.
Yeah.
And I love to perform. So I don't really need to win or anything. But there are people who have joined competitions for like 10 times or anything. And they are like, why can't I win? I should have won first prize. You know? Like, those kind of people, and they really annoy me, because I'm like, cosplay is for fun. Cosplay isn't for winning prizes. You make it for yourself, not for, you know, it's fun if you win something, but, like, you don't have to.
Are you in the middle of eating something?
No.
You're looking at something down there. I was like, is there a yogurt? Because it's like really early in the morning right now. I have no idea how you're able to function at all. But
I don't know either.
I have to mention this for the podcast, is that this is like a totally impromptu thing. Normally, I was hoping to actually like research a little bit and find out more clever things to ask you and stuff like that. But instead, we're just doing it on a spur of the moment, which I think is awesome.
It's more natural.
I like
more natural conversation.
Yes, organic discussion with cosplay. Like, what do you hate the most about it?
The drama.
The drama? Why? What kind of drama?
Oh, well, there are like a lot of people who insult each other. Like, you're too fat for that cosplay. You shouldn't do that. You're black and this character's white, you know? There are like a lot of hate towards everyone. Yeah, it's like really bad. I'm really embarrassed when I see all those comments and everything, and there are like also people.
Okay, so where does that happen? Because I mean, obviously there are haters. There are haters everywhere, but like where I haven't seen a lot of that, honestly.
Well, yeah, most things get deleted after a while, of course.
Okay.
So, but like comments, personal messages, you know, there are like a lot of insults and threats to people. Not to me. I never had hate, but like I hear a lot of things, It's really bad,
interesting.
but
Well,
I never experienced it myself, though.
it is a little bizarre, I think. I guess it's just people kind of being insecure and projecting their hatred on others, and it's really sad that that happens. Why do you gotta do that, you know?
I think cosplay is just a way to have fun. Like, a lot of people are hating on each other, like, oh, he made his own cosplay, but it looks like shit, and, you know, those comments, and I'm like, okay, so you're gonna have fun with mean comments? Alright, go to the internet. Don't go here, you know?
Yeah. Nobody does that in person, though, do they?
If someone wants to insult me, they won't have a chance face to face, I think.
Because you're gonna punch them.
No, not punch them. I will make them cry, but not in a physical manner.
You're a redhead, so obviously you can...
That's not real stuff.
That's not real. Well, you shouldn't tell them that, because I think it's more intimidating that way.
Because I would have no soul?
Pretty much.
Okay. that explains a lot. Watch out, I have no soul.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah, but that's like the only thing I hate about it. But I never experienced it myself, but hearing is just a shame, you know? Because I'm only cosplaying for the fun. Like I said, I don't have to win prizes, I don't need the attention. I just made a lot of friends while cosplaying, and that's great.
What about the things that you really love about it? And I mean, you kind of mentioned a little bit of that, so you're making friends and connections, but I guess, do you really enjoy the process itself, like kind of making... Cause like,
that's the thing I love most.
Yeah, because you gotta be crafty to do that, right? So you kind of need to...
You have to be inventive and creative.
Yeah.
Because when things don't work, you can't just say, oh, I'll skip that.
Right.
It's like, you have to really be into it. Like, you can't just say, nah, I'm not going to do it, you know. And for example, I made a kimono for Erza, that's a character from Fairy Tail.
Okay.
And I had to paint it, and I bought this fabric paint, but later on I discovered that my fabric was 100% polyester, and then I had to dye it with acrylic paints. That I ended up with a really stiff kimono, and it was really... Yeah, it wasn't really fun for me, because I was like, I know I could have done better.
That's one of the questions I also have, right? Because like the audience, the people who see the final product, what they see is the final product, so they have no idea how many times maybe you had to like remake something. Like, say for example, Caitlin, did it take a few days? Did it take a few weeks?
In total, like, we're talking in months, which I didn't like work every week on her, but it was like 3 months that I worked on her.
Well, I mean, yeah, so granted that you're also a full-time student, right? So it's not like this is the only thing you do.
And I have a job.
And you have a job.
Yeah, it's Saturday. I work like 11 hours.
11 hours? Nobody should ever work that long, unless it's really fun. I don't know, what do you do?
Well, it is fun. I work at the grocer on the market. So I will hand out fruits. Most of the time I do the promotion part, so I'm like, do you want to try a piece of pineapple?
Yeah, look, I mean, people probably love having you around because you're giving them free stuff.
Yeah, and Dutch people love free stuff.
Okay, so another thing that I'm curious about, so you are Dutch, so do most Dutch people even speak English? Is it...
Yeah, like, it's normal for Dutch people to speak and understand English, because it's a basic here in Holland we get taught multilingual. It's also an exam subject here. You will have it like for your entire school time you have English. But because I have a higher level of school, like it's called VWO.
Yeah, I looked it up.
Years.
Apparently only 1/5 of all the students qualify for that. You must be really sharp.
Well, yeah, it's sharp, but not clever. I had a year that I had 5 languages, which were Dutch, French, German, English, and Spanish.
What are the languages that you don't speak? It's probably a shorter list than the languages
No. Well, I do speak a few Japanese words, but that isn't like I can't really understand Japanese.
Kawaii, I know that one.
No, just don't.
I think it can either mean cute or scary, depending on...
No, scary is kawaii.
Kawaii.
Yeah, you have kawaii with an A, and then you have kawaii. All the things I know are from anime.
Well, I think that's how most people kind of learn, unless they are in Japan or they have an express desire to learn that language, which would be laudable, but it's difficult. All the signs and symbols. Ah.
Yeah, that's the most difficult, of course.
I'm gonna have some water too. And my water actually looks like water, but it does come in a beer mug. It could be vodka.
Is it vodka or something?
Yes, having a shot.
Just a small one. It's more like Russian.
It is a lot.
It's how we drink vodka.
This is how we do vodka. Yes, exactly. I don't think I would be very good at drinking games. I would lose pretty quickly.
Drinking games are fun, especially when everyone else has to drink except for you.
What are some of the best ways for people to kind of, I guess, get started? Like, if someone was interested in showing off their stuff, like, where would they? How would you go about it?
Start simple. Which I started with Erza Hakamas, which I thought was a really easy cosplay, but it wasn't because there was a lot of detail in the pens, and I noticed pens are the most difficult piece of clothing you can make.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was really hard. My mom had to help me like a lot, and I can even show you what Erza Hakamas looks like because I bought this last convention. Like, this is what she looks like.
Okay.
With
so it
a
kind
bandage.
of seems simple enough.
Yeah, but like we parted the pants, and then we had I made the flames with fabric, which was really hard as well. And in the end, I just it took me a lot of time to make.
So
but it was fun.
When you make these, do you make them on your own? Is it kind of like a group project that you do with your friends sometimes?
No, with my family.
With your family, so they participate.
Yeah, well, yeah, my little sister, who's also cosplaying, helps me with the painting. My dad helps me with the props. Like the harp I made for Lyra, we made it together.
That's really sweet. I think it's awesome when you can have like a whole family sort of pitch in.
I'm really lucky. Like, there are a lot of parents who think cosplay is really childish, and there are like a lot of parents who don't accept their children cosplaying. So I'm really lucky that my whole family is into it.
It's awesome when your parents can pitch in like that. I think that's really sweet.
Well, back to how people should start with cosplaying. Just plan a lot of time for it, because cosplay stress is horrible, and longer period of time you have for cosplay, how cheaper it will be. When you plan a lot of time, you can compare stuff. Yeah, you don't have to like, oh, I see it here, I need to buy it now because I won't see it anywhere else. You know, you can just compare prices, and at the end you can really come out cheap. And that's what I always do. I'm a so-called budget cosplayer.
Fun. Well, I mean,
like, my Caitlyn was under the €50.
So, yeah.
Like, a lot of people didn't expect that. There wasn't, like, a lot of money in there.
Are most people spending more than that?
No, yeah, a lot of people are spending way more. Because I use really cheap fabrics. I get them from markets. Like, a lot of people choose to use materials like Worbla, or, like, really easy and fast to use.
The material is like what?
It's called Worbla. It's like plastic that you can heat and then mold.
That so sounds awesome. I love the way that it sounds. Worbla?
Worbla.
Worbla.
Yeah. It's just like that, but
I think if you set a budget for yourself, like, it almost forces you to become a little more creative, doesn't it? Because now you can't just... I mean, I guess ultimately the laziest cosplay is just to find it online and buy the whole thing, and then you have it.
True.
but if you wanna do it yourself, you need to be a little more inventive and creative. Do you think about how important the photography is for cosplayers? So, like, you can have a really cool costume, right? But it really matters that it's pictured well. Otherwise, the people won't be able to appreciate it. Cosplay photography, is that like almost a separate branch of art?
Yes. Cosplay photography is really...
Who takes your pictures?
It's like fully different than normal photography. Because you have to know about the character. Is it a fun character? Is it an evil character? Is it this character? Is it that character? Because when you have a really serious character, you can't just smile on a picture.
Yeah.
Because that's weird.
Yeah.
And Caitlyn is just such a diva. So we actually got like a big couch and pretty big, and then I was just like posing like,
yes.
You know,
you're being all sassy.
Yeah, that's because that's what the character is. But there's a sassy like from underneath, or is this from up, you know? When it's from up, you look really small. When it's from up, it's really dominant. Yeah, so many things you can choose from. Like, there are like so many things. You can do it without flash, with a reflector, at a window, outside, inside, you know?
So who do you get to take your pictures? Is it like, is it your friends? Is it other cosplayers? Is it like a professional?
It depends. Every cosplay photographer is a hobbyist.
Right.
So I have like a lot of friends who are photographers, and I have some friends where I met as cosplayers, but they are like, they really want to do more for photography. And there is Steffi, whole other subject. Steffi is a friend of mine who is a cinematographer. When we were Skyping, she mentioned she had a pool, and I was going to cosplay Magikarp that weekend. So I was like, can we make pictures in that pool? Please?
Why not?
So, yeah, and so she made pictures, and she did a really great job.
Well, when you say in the pool, like, did you actually get in?
Yes.
Was there water there?
It was really cold.
Okay.
For the cosplay.
Wow. Okay, that's impressive. But wouldn't that ruin the costume, though?
No, it's, I was afraid that it would ruin the fins I had on my arm, because those were from foam.
Yeah.
Because this part up here didn't get wet, just my arms and my legs.
I mean, this is really cool. So, like, you have stories of just things that happened that are kind of crazy. You went into a pool, and you had your friend take pictures of you.
Yes.
So, well, I did promise I'm gonna be respectful of your time, and I think we've gone way over time already.
I don't even mind.
Thank you so much for taking a moment. I really appreciate it. This is super fantastic. I think my camera is about to run out of battery, so I should like wrap it up. Thank you for coming on my podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Awesome. I guess have a good morning.
Thanks.
All right. Bye.
All right. Toodles.